members, we can't have a meeting. I see no new faces here except Johnny Wang is here for the second time, I believe.
Yes.
Welcome back, Johnny. I would like to remind everyone to please make sure your cell phones are set into silent or vibrate mode. And without further ado, let me introduce our Toastmaster for today, our esteemed President, Rob Cantor.
Thank you, Peter. Glad you're here. Rich, welcome. Johnny, welcome. Everyone, welcome to Summertime Bliss. It's, as my stepmother Lorna used to say at the end of all of her missives to the family, love and blessings. And one of my clients changed the word blessing to blissing. So many blessings to all of us in this summertime. That's our theme for today. We at Toastmasters love to accentuate the positive. We love to talk about the things we love, and we love to share support for one another. So in my message to you today, I welcome you. I'll be sharing some of your introductions about that feeling of summertime. I know for me, not being a morning person, I'm always so glad that even when I wake up late, there's still plenty of light. And even if I take a nap in the afternoon and I wake up, there's a whole nother day in the same day. This is one of the reasons why I love summer. Now, one of the reasons why summer is not so wonderful for me is when I overheat. I inherited a genetic predisposition from my father, who was so easily overheated that in a cold, windy day out on the ocean on the sailboat, he was at the helm, bare-chested. Not that this is a big macho posture. He was doing it so he could cool off. And my poor father always had to wear a jacket because he was an advertising executive. Now I find myself curiously wearing something that makes me very uncomfortable. I am at home in shorts and a tank top. Thank you very much. But sometimes our society says, Rob, there's a time and a place for everything. And if you're going to be the president of Lexington Toastmasters, it's time to conform. So I'm going to just say it. Summertime is a blessing for me no matter what. Now you can clap while I go to the next roll. Oh, hello again. Yes, I have another role. It's a double header. I'm not just your Toastmaster, but I'm also delivering the president's message. One of the things I love about the reminders that I give all of us is the correct pronunciation and spelling of our names. It's always a great way to make people feel welcome. And another thing I like as president is to always be as clear as possible about agendas. So would you take out your agenda? And Robert, we have one change that you're going to make, right? You're going to be the GE instead of Harvey, who's not here today?
No, he said he might come a few minutes late, but I don't think he will take it. I'll take the job.
All right, so if you look down at the bottom where it says General Evaluation,
It says Harvey.
it says Harvey, but really for today it's going to be Robert.
Right.
Good. So that's correction number 1. And a sort of correction. Leslie, just a public apology. There was a kind of a miscommunication. Leslie thought that when we said to her, "Oh, Leslie, would you come next week and give a speech if needed?" She thought that was us saying to her, "Oh, Leslie, will you come and give a speech next week?" Interesting how our communication around being a sub can get confused. So we want to make sure that when we're doing the agenda the week prior, which is not only the responsibility of Robert when he's here as our VP of Education, it's also the responsibility of the Toastmaster. So for example, who is the Toastmaster next week, Robert?
Don't have one yet. Who wants to be one?
Who wants to be the Toastmaster next week? Julie, would you be one?
Sure.
Okay. Round of applause for Julie Stevenson. So I'm going to use this, Julie, as a jumping off point, and to not only thank you for stepping up, because that's exemplary of what we do as members, we work together, but we're going to do 2 things. We're going to remind everybody that the Toastmaster is responsible for taking all of the equipment the week before, and responsible for not only the agenda where you collaborate with Robert, but also to avoid these kinds of snafus. So we're clear about what a sub is, and that we have everybody's phone number and everybody's email, because when we have a computer problem, like we did with Leslie, she missed out. So I'm a big fan of the greatest invention that I think everybody has. Don't be afraid to call your members on the cell phone. It's a great way to be friendly and connected. And now we're going to move on to the agenda. Thank you for your attention. Oh, one last thing. Please come next Thursday. It's an open board meeting where we can explore more of how we can make a great team together. I'm going to welcome Brendan O'Brien, who is going to be our grammarian. And Brendan, I understand that you made these remarks. Hello. Summertime bliss is walking barefoot on the sandy beaches or through canopies of green leaves or on a nature walk or hike. Brendan O'Brien.
Thank you. So the first role of the grammarian is the word of the day, and I chose exhilaration, or you could say exhilarated. E-X-H-I-L-A-R-A-T-I-O-N. I'm exhilarated about the spelling. So, exhilaration, it's the kind of feeling I get after walking on sandy dunes or a nature trail and on going on a hike, and the feeling my body takes over was like, wow, that was quite a walk. That was quite a that was so worth it. Exhilaration. I mean, I actually want to find a different word for exhilaration, but I think it's my favorite word of mine, so I'm just going with it. Exhilaration. Another word is you can say exhilarated or exhilaration. So exhilarated could be like invigorated or enlivened or delighted. Exhilaration could be animation, vivacity, stimulated. And my sentence is sort of the same response to the theme. After 5 miles trekking the dune trails and climbing hills, my mind and body were filled with exhilaration, especially with the rewarding sunset at the end of the long summer afternoon or evening. So please use exhilaration, and I will be reporting on good uses of grammar and bad uses of grammar. And I will try to listen closer to the prepared speeches because they were very hard, and you would like to know how well they spoke grammatically. So please, with great enthusiasm, use exhilaration in your today's speech. Thank you.
Hand off. Well done, Brendan. I'm exhilarated by the massive, humble support that I received from our next speaker.